boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor in case you didn't know. It's icydk.blog. Once again, it's icydk.blog. Make sure you check them out on the World Wide Web and all mobile devices. Oh, it is messy, 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 messy. I wish I had something to talk about with the men so we can break up this mess. But the men ain't doing nothing. So we're going to start it off with the ladies. And it's the Megan Thee Stallion and JT situation. So I guess now we know why JT never turned in that verse. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Megan Thee Stallion went on Carisha Please a couple of weeks ago. Carisha was asking her about a new album. She said, yeah, one girl didn't turn in her verse. She was supposed to turn her verse in because she's supposed to be on the album. And Carisha said, who? And she said, JT. And she was like, well, why didn't she turn the verse in? Megan said, I don't know. Well, we probably know now why she didn't turn in her verse in time. JT was on the Nicki Minaj Freaky Girl Queens remix. Had a very, very nice verse. And in that verse, she ended it by calling herself the princess of hip-hop. If you remember, Nicki said she didn't have a princess. I'm the queen, still looking for the princess. JT said, look no further. I'm the princess. Never told Megan about, Megan said she never heard from her. Here's people questioning JT on Twitter about, so you couldn't turn in Megan's verse? She turned in a verse for Nicki quickly, but didn't turn in Megan, so that's why people mad. They think you switch sides, and it's ass kissing. And JT said, she said, why? Who gives a F? It's Nicki Minaj. Go cry in the car. And then laughing emojis. So JT's basically saying, yeah, so what? I didn't turn in the verse. But it was Nicki Minaj. So, of course, I'm not going to let that opportunity slip by. So, Megan, you pretty much know what it is. JT need to be cut off. You pretty much know what it is. At the end of the day, Carisha going to ride with JT. All that tongue touching and tonsil hockey that y'all was playing ain't gonna be nothing at the end of the day if because she already said if JT don't mess with you, she don't mess with you. So you might as well cut both them city girls off. All right, go on, keep doing your thing, keep doing your numbers, but Megan need to get these cases over with and get back to the music because her record label is sabotaging everything. They just sabotaged the mix, the remix with Lil' Kim. Megan, man, I wouldn't answer these people back, especially if they're not going to at you. They're not going to call your name because they know Megan can rap. But they're just banking on her not saying anything, and they just want to keep subbing and picking with her. So, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. My girl Cardi B was back outside.
Bertini shows us how she's trying to foster success among the future generations.
Hi, Cardi. I feel good.
As Cardi B pulled up in Queensbridge,
It's all about the kids, right? It's all about the kids. I believe the children are future.
an impromptu serenade for Fox 5 viewers and members of the community at this back-to-school event put on by nonprofit organization Community Capacity Development.
I know y'all see me and everything and blah, blah, blah. I was really one of y'all.
The Grammy Award-winning artist spoke directly to the young people involved in a music program through the organization and even watched a music video they just produced.
They need these examples to show there's more opportunities.
She acknowledged the socioeconomic challenges in parts of New York.
I'm not the one to who like to tell people, like, God, please follow your dreams, because it's not easy following your dreams. You need money, you need resources, and you almost need like a hookup sometimes.
She talked about the importance of education, clearly showing support for the work the CCD does. The organization dedicated to confronting challenges in marginalized communities, showing kids alternatives to poverty and crime is part of that.
When you don't have adequate resources in education, when you see nothing but closed doors, then crime and violence becomes an option. So having someone like Cardi come back and say, I want to be involved in human justice work, is a real inspiration.
The inspiration clear.
I appreciate that. That's very good for her to come out here.
Her presence sending a message.
It shows that she understands her project.
And her words leaving a lasting impression.
So you never know who's watching you. Somebody's watching you, and trust me, I'm always watching.
This stop in Queens is one of several Cardi B is expected to make soon around New York City with the community capacity development. Tomorrow, she's scheduled to be in Brooklyn with the organization, and soon they say she'll be going to the Bronx, where she'll give back to the borough where she was raised. Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
Supreme Court Justice.
That was definitely real dope. Cardi B giving back over in Queens. She also has 2 more stops scheduled. Next is BK, Brooklyn, and then her hometown of the Bronx, New York. So definitely big up to Cardi B giving back to the community. Moving on to that girl, Selena Gomez. Now, Selena Gomez has a documentary that's coming out. And also, let's see, it says here, the documentary is called My Mind and Me. Will focus on Gomez after years in the limelight, achieving unmanageable stardom. Selena also reached an unexpected dark turn mentally. This intimate documentary spans her journey into a new light. And she's just coming off, Vulture magazine. And Vulture magazine called Selena Gomez the biggest pop star of this generation. I thought that was very interesting that they labeled her that. A lot of people think of Selena as more, it's kind of like Zendaya. They don't really look at Zendaya as a singer anymore. They look at Zendaya as an actress. Well, Selena is kind of like doing both. She probably did both equally. She started out as a actor, Disney actor. Then she moved into pop music. She became very popular. She, at one point had the most Spotify followers, most Spotify members, listeners per month. And you don't really think of her when you think of music, but they're calling her the biggest pop star of this generation because, a lot of that stuff goes along with pop stars. It's not just songs. It's pop culture. And she, Selena's pretty big. She had the most followers at one point. I believe it was Twitter or was it Instagram? I think she had the most followers on Instagram. And then at one point she had the most monthly listeners on Spotify. So she's big time. That Vulture magazine that picked that up and check it out. They called Selena the biggest pop star of the generation. You put together everything and what she's accomplished and how big and popular she is. Do you agree with Vulture magazine? Is Selena the biggest pop star of this generation? Also, what do you think down below about JT and Megan Thee Stallion? JT, do you think it was foul JT than turning that verse? Or you think it's all fair game? Hey, Megan, this is a better opportunity over here. I'm not turning no verse to you. I'm turning the verse with the queen. So it'll do me better. We'll see. I personally think it's fair game, pretty much. If I didn't turn in a verse with you, if someone don't turn in a verse with you, you'll know not to mess with them. That's all. Not to mess. They know you're crying over spilt milk. And also Cardi B out giving back. I thought that was a nice gesture, Cardi B. And she will be going to Brooklyn and then the Bronx. I need that music though, Cardi. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends.